Welcome to the Whitetail Legacy Podcast.
And we get the back view of him, and I mean, it's just a mega.
52 yards is a long shot. Magnum P.I, what we named him. No idea.
Just a Magnum.
Yeah, just a Magnum.
Come on, Cam, last year, we said probably 150, mid 150.
Yeah.
Same doe from the morning come out with that 9-pointer.
Here steps out this 90-inch 8-pointer. You're like,
I'm like, okay, well, there's still a buck back there grunting.
Yeah.
And then out steps like another 90-inch 8-pointer. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm like, deer, right there.
Yeah, like
and he's already
yards.
30 yards.
Yeah.
He was literally 5 yards from the base of the tree. Could have been, had a buck down at 1:40 in the afternoon, back there deep on public. 3 does come out pretty early. It was like 245, 24-yard shot, sent the combat veteran, and I tell you what, man, dude, it just smoked. We always get so jacked up when the other person kills. It's just almost like we got it done.
Yeah. And when you killed that doe, I was like, hell yeah, man.
And we come down here to Missouri.
I asked Homie one more time. I'm like, is it a good buck? And he goes, yeah, real good, solid buck. I'm like, all right, boom. And the deer just drops. Sure. Super special to me.
Whitetail Legacy Podcast, bringing you back to the hunt and leaving a legacy. Baller Rut.
All right, this is the Whitetail Legacy Podcast coming at you with day 8, and we seen some freaking deer.
Yeah.
Epic. It was freaking epic out there. Seen some deer. It's
November 6th, baby.
The prime. In the prime. All right, well, you know, the shout out for Exodus, the people that made this series possible for us.
In more ways than one.
Yeah. Pulled a trek on the way in, which we were thinking was absolute, like, gonna be trash.
Gonna be just does. Just does and fork and horns.
And Magnum's on there. Best video we ever got of him.
Ever.
Full, whatever, everything you want. Full frontal, every detail. You can see the nose hairs on this some gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he turns, and you're like, oh my God, what is that?
Oh, man, dude. We pulled that card on the way in and checked it in the stand. Packed a laptop in.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get the details of what's going on.
So this is the only trek that we run on video mode, and it paid off. You know, it's performing just as good as any damn Lift 2 out there. So very impressed by that trek video mode, and just like I told you guys before, man, don't be scared to pick one up and see for yourself.
All right, well, let's get into what happened. So we game planned with you guys last night on here. You guys listened to it this morning, but we game planned on what we were going to do, and then Homie shows up, and I'm like, let's just do this. So we did exactly what we were going to, but instead of just hanging in the oak flat and playing it safe as hell, we pressed in probably another 200 yards and got into what we like to call the Magnum zone.
Yeah,
You know
the
what I mean?
zone.
You're in the Magnum zone where he could potentially show up. So we've either got trail cam pics of him here, seen him in the area, something. So we're sitting there. We hang. We have like, I'm going to give it like a 6 out of 10 hang.
I felt like it took a while, but I was also doing the hanging.
The tree was, when you're on the ground, it feels like, you know.
Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah, you got stuff to do.
But you're up there when you're actually the one hanging and you're getting all the problems because you're the only one up there. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, that damn strap again.
Yeah.
I got to do it again.
Yeah.
But if you're the guy on the ground, you're unwrapping the damn stick, ready to go up again, you know?
Uh-huh. So it was decent. It was slower. We'd never been in the tree before.
Mm-hmm.
We picked a tree that we knew we'd have shooting. It took us probably 2 minutes to pick a tree, 3 minutes. There's not a lot of options
There's not a lot of options. You could go way around the bend to the corner, or you could be kind of out on the point like we did. We almost picked the damn near point of the point.
Yeah.
And then we sunk back maybe 5 yards off the point. We knew we were going to have 2 windows of shooting in front of us.
And then behind us is
absolute prime. Us is, I mean, you're wide open in a cattail marsh.
Yeah, you could shoot 200 yards.
Yeah, so That was good. We've been in that area a lot and knew, hey, we can hang here.
Yeah, we knew there was a tree.
We can make this work.
Yeah. So we got set up, and I'm it's a southwest wind, south-southwest. We're blowing back the way we come in, and I'm facing towards the east. West, where we thought Magnum was living this year, where we thought we run an ass load of cams back there. We never found him early.
Mm-hmm.
So the Oak Flat cam was October 22nd.
Yes.
So that's the earliest picture we've ever got of him
in the year.
In the year, besides Velvet pics from 3 years ago.
Yes.
But he's not in that area now.
Not even close.
So we got that thing blasted just to see if he's still alive, and we didn't, But anyways, I'm facing east and
west.
Shit, yeah, west. Homie's facing east. I'm facing west. We got a south-southwest wind coming right at us. In my mind, I'm like, man, if a deer's gonna come, it's gonna come from. It's just absolute gnarly shit back there.
It is.
It is rugged ass ground.
And like when you say terrain, like this is what I think of terrain. It's short rolling hills, patches of timber, giant ravine on the north end.
Yeah.
And then,
that ravine that runs north and south that splits that road has got to be 300 yards straight up. 200 yards straight.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like...
Yeah, it's humongous.
So I'm like, and there's brush all over it, brush of all and stuff. So I'm like, I do not think that anything's going to come down. It's going to come down right here off this slope, like we go back there, slope in here. And in my mind, the reason we hung there, you would think that if a giant, we don't know how big this deer is. We seen him today. We got trail cam pics. He's 190 or better. I'm saying it on the table right now. He's 190 or better. He's an absolute tank. And
hammer.
He's a Magnum. He's a Magnum
piece out there.
Magnum piece out there.
Oh, dude.
Around. So we come in, or he come in exactly where I thought a deer was gonna come in. So homie's sitting there, and it's like 15 minutes after dark, and I tell him, I said, there is an effing giant coming in. Like, that's exactly what I said to him. Like, get ready. And that's the exact same thing I said last time he was coming in. You know what I mean? There's a giant coming in. Get ready. And he was coming down this steep hill, and I could see him in there, and he's just bouncing. You know what I mean? So I can't get a good visual of him. And it's fairly dark still. It's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And plenty of shooting light, but just, where you're looking at a deer, you're like, God, it's freaking absolute giant. It's either him or some other giant. We have no idea. We're like, is it the heavy 10
or Magnum?
Or Magnum.
Like, that's the only two options.
Yeah, that's the only two options.
Unless you just got a complete rando.
Yeah, rando coming through. So he comes out. He pops out probably 55, 60, but we cannot shoot there.
No, because
there's a bunch of shit.
Walking right through a patch of bushes.
Yeah, and he walks out of the bush. There's 3 trails that go out of this where he came out of.
Mm-hmm.
There's the right trail, the center trail, and the left trail. The left trail, center trail, we can shoot. The left trail's 10 yards. Center trail's like 45.
Yep.
Far trail's like 70.
Yeah.
Okay? He picks the far trail, of course. Walks through, hits a gap at about 62 where we were like, man, we might, but if he would have went 3 foot in front of the bush, that was right in the center of the gap, we probably could have shoot him. But he stand out the edge, and then he shoots to the right of that little bush. I'm like, oh, my God, if you just would have went to the left,
yeah, I know.
you'd have been there. So he goes to the right of that bush. He's completely clueless of what we got going on. He's just walking through there, and there's a spot where we set up tonight where it's an old fence there for some reason. I have no idea why it's there.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Must have had cattle or something in there in the past. And the fence is down in one spot. And just textbook stuff people say, or, you know what I mean? Where the fence is down, he's shooting that straight. You know what I mean? He's going straight to that, and he's going to go back in to where we would be hunting him if we had the northwest west. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'd be up in there, but we got a southwest. I mean, who plans for a southwest 74 degrees November 6th? Nobody's planning for that. You know what I mean? But we're trying to make it happen. And So we got a 190 plus, and I'm saying 190 to be like on the cush side. Like, so if we shoot him and we get him and he's like 187, I'm like, oh, it's close. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I'm thinking he's bigger. You know what I mean? And we got Freeze in the studio. We're looking at him like, shit, he's got so much going on, but this one's got time length and he's got kickers and drop tines and splits and giant G2 splits.
Tines.
Absolute giant. Extra tines. He's 16 points. He's 16 points. Got a lot of shit going on. You know what I mean? It's hard to score a deer when you're looking at him. You know what I mean? So he gets like halfway out anyways, and homie goes, man, I think that's Magnum. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying. I'm running the camera, so my whole world is a 2x2 screen. And anybody that runs a camera and it's dark, it is hard to look at that screen and then come back to life. And you're looking around like, holy shit! Like that screen is so small. That deer looks like a chipmunk out there. You know what I mean? And he's in the grass and bushes. I got a 200-inch chipmunk out there. I'm trying to nail down to get the fire footage. You know what I mean? So.
Right. I seen Matt, so he's coming down the hill, going through all these bushes and shit, gets out to the edge, and I seen his G4 and how it just goes damn near straight forward parallel with his main beam. I'm like, oh, dude, that is Magnum.
Yeah.
So I'm like 10 seconds.
He had way more mass than I thought he did.
Yeah, like
for the trail cam
when he
pics.
first said, dude, there's a giant coming. I look over there, all I see is his main beam. I'm like, damn, that is heavy.
Yeah.
Like when that's the first thing you notice instead of, width or time length, like, it's going to be a giant.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing I noticed, how he's way heavier than he's ever looked on any trail cam videos or pics or anything.
Yeah, we got all nighttime pics of him.
Yeah.
And I feel like nighttime, you can't judge the mass on these deer.
No.
It's tough. Now, in the video we just got of him, he looks heavy.
Yeah.
But he's up close. It's not a picture, blurry picture. It's not anything like that.
No,
it's a video.
Crispy video.
He turns his head. You get the
full
whole
frontal.
You get the whole show. Playboy spread on Magnum. You know what I mean? You got it all right there.
So I just seen that G4 going forward, and I'm just like, I was telling Cody after we were sitting there for 2 hours, I'm like, I wanted to tell you it was Magnum, but you just don't believe that it's Magnum. Like, holy shit, it's right now. Like, you don't wake up this morning and be like, bro, I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to hang in this bullshit spot, kind of back in the zone. Magnum's going to roll in 15 minutes after light. It's all going to be good.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't believe, you know what I mean? Like,
when you hunt
and it's
long
a
enough
mythical
and-
creature for the most part.
Yeah, it's a 190. It's a mythical. It's a unicorn out there. running around,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? This is public ass land. You know what I mean? And it's the restrictions on it are ridiculous.
Stupid.
And there's an ass load of hunters on it this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a freaking unicorn. It's an and the South is insanely hunted. You know what I mean?
Pressure,
There's like
yeah.
a club down there just banging. Guys are shooting guns all day. We heard a cannon go off.
Yeah.
It was a cannon go off this morning.
It was 2 miles away, and we both jumped.
Yeah, I was like, I looked at homie and said, what the hell was
I
that?
thought your whole town was gone.
I said someone's propane tank just blew up or something. But anyway, so Magnum's coming out, and he's working. When I seen him, he's working right at us.
Oh, man.
And he's got the 3-path trail.
Yeah.
And I'm telling homie, get ready because it's about to be 10 yards, and he's going to work right on the edge of the cover. And I'm thinking, he's going to work right on the edge of the cover. He's going to be over this knoll, look into this cattail swamp back here, see if there's anything out there. We've seen does there, evening and morning. He's going to cruise through that, check that. There is doe bedding to the north of there. We know that. So I'm thinking, he's going to come right here, and then he'll cut back. And, we got him going in front of the cam there, going down the road. It's like, he's going to cut. No, he cuts right off the rip. He's out there, and, he's working to where we know this creek crossing is, and he's going for this fence gap. And homie goes, should I grunt? And it was...
I was just like, he's not stopping.
Yeah.
He looks like he has no intention to stop. He has no reason to
He's
stop.
just bebopping through there, and
He's sort of on a mission.
yeah, he's going to bed.
Yeah,
he's going back in there.
He's like, oh, shit, I'm up walking around in this
Yeah.
daylight. I got to get over here.
So he's got his head down. Homie hits him with a grunt. Deer looks down the road, not even at us. It's absolutely perfect. So there's
Yeah.
this little rise and then a big cattail swamp, and homie grunts back behind him, and I'm like, oh, this is it. He looked up there, he's looking for a minute and a half, guys, a solid minute for sure. We got the footage, and it's crazy. We talked about what he did, and we watched the footage. Completely different than what we thought he did. You know what I mean? Like when you're in the moment, your brain is going so fast. Can you look back at the footage? You're like, oh, okay, this is what actually happened.
Yeah.
Instead of what I thought happened. So we hit the grunt. He just looks over there.
I thought he was looking at us the whole time.
Yeah,
in the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was looking down the road. In the video, he was looking down that road thinking, okay, something's coming up that fence line.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of extra kicker points and shit, and nothing's broke. You know what I mean? And nothing was broke last year.
No.
And he's always by himself. He's never with other bucks. So we were we didn't want to rattle at him or something.
We did see him posture to crisscross last year.
Yeah.
On a hot doe. So,
Yeah.
I mean.
We were like, man, we threw the grunt at him.
And it was just one grunt.
The OG move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the OG move, just like the brrr, and then he whipped his head, slingshot over there.
Maybe I should have done, a tending grunt, done like 3 or 4 of them right in a row, quick.
But when he looks at you,
you can't
just keep going. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, he's gonna peg me if I keep grunting up here. So he walks, he puts his head, he stands there for a minute and a half, guys.
So he is 68 yards at this
68
point.
yards,
and I've already got my slider up to 50 yards. I got a 4-pin slider, and anything past 40, I slide to. And so I've slid up to 50, as I'm like, man, last year, this deer burned me at 52, and looking back at that footage, I'm like, he stood there for, 15 seconds at the last little bit before he went back into that doe bedding. Maybe should have flung one. I could have, got his attention for him to stay there a little longer. So this year I'm prepared. I'm like, I'm ready to go. We're going to rip it if it's 50.
Yeah, so in the video I go, how far is he? And homie's like, man, he's got to be 60, 65. And then he ranges it, and it's 68.
Yeah.
And he puts his head down. Homie ranges him. He's 68. He takes a couple bites of grass, takes his back foot, scratches his head, look in the complete opposite direction, just calm as hell. You know what I mean? So I told homie, I said, should we snort wheeze? We don't want to rattle. Like, he's already going away from the grunt. You know what I mean? Like, he's already took a few steps back on the same trail he's going on. So I turn around, hit the snort wheeze, crispy as hell.
It sounded awesome. It sounded really good.
And I did it light, and I'm thinking, okay, he's going to think that maybe there's 2 bucks over this hill. Maybe that snort wheeze isn't at him. Maybe there's something else going on.
Yeah.
So hit the snort wheeze, whips his head over there again. He's looks for a few more seconds, puts his head back down, walks a couple steps, and then he's like, shit, I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
So he trots off maybe 10 yards, then starts walking right away out of our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was our encounter at Magnum at 68 yards.
So even at 68 yards, there's still a limb in front of me. That,
oh yeah,
like
the only limb that is in any remotely area that you could possibly shoot, right behind it. The whole video, right behind the limb. I'm like, man, if I could smoke that limb.
The limb is,
it's like 15 foot high.
The limb is clear for shooting.
Yeah,
but I think the trajectory of the arrow off my bow is going to be up so high that it's going to hit.
You would have smoked it.
But like the sights are going to be.
But if it's like 45 and in.
Yeah, 45 or
no
50.
No problem.
We're going.
But
we're going. If he took that center trail at 50.
68 is sending it.
Crossbow off the ground,
yeah,
bro.
Crossbow. I mean, that's just so far. 68 yards with a bow is
an ass load.
At an absolute mega that you do. I mean, that deer does not deserve to get wounded from a gut shot and die
by me.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's just he's lived this long out there. You know what I mean? And
yeah, that was another.
That was the go ahead. Yeah,
that was another thing we were talking about. We're like, man, he didn't even look like run down or old or beat up or nothing. Like Last year he's probably 3.5. This year he's probably 4.5. Then we would come back in here to the studio and look at the film, and we're like,
He's thick as fuck. Yeah, he's thick as hell.
Yeah, I mean, he looks a little bit older than
Way back.
we thought.
Probably 5.5.
And the damn lighting when you're out there, I mean, it was just, we needed 10 more minutes, you know what I mean? You need 10 more minutes on everything.
Yeah.
But if he'd have come in 10 more minutes, because, like, you couldn't even really see his tines in person, but on the video, you get to see it good as hell.
Yeah.
But out there in person, you're just like, the shit's blending in with all that grass.
Yeah.
So,
68
yards.
68 yards.
We're getting farther away on the encounter. 52, 68.
I mean, we're a long ways away from where we're counting the other, but we're in the Magnum zone.
We're in the zone, yeah.
We did a map last night, and we're like, if Magnum is there, he's within this 45-acre block. And we were on the edge of that 45-acre block, right on the north edge of it. And he came right out of the edge of where we thought he would be, going right into the heart of where we know he is.
Yeah.
So that just said, okay, he's on that trail. We seen him go. He cut left, went right up to where we would be hunting him on a northwest.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that he was daylight headed to where we were hunting him on a northwest. He's more than likely going to stop short of where we're hunting because that's where the doe bedding is.
I want a straight line and see how far that is.
Yeah, so we set till 12:30. We have a couple more does come in, no other bucks, and then we decide that, okay, we know where he went. We're going to make a move. We go over there. We take our stuff down. We're like, okay, we got to get closer to where he's at because the evening movement has been the worst movement I've ever seen in November. The evening movement is terrible. And so we move over there. We literally get on the edge where we want to set up, and the wind is just absolute swirling.
Funky.
Southwest, southeast, north.
Hit us east a couple times.
Yeah, straight east. We're like, okay, we got to get out of here. And it's not like it's a ridge, but it's not like a ridge you can get to the top of, and the wind's good. It's like bowl, ridge, flat, bowl, ridge, and we tried a couple different spots, and it was just not working. You know what I mean? And we still have a few more days to hunt this critter before it ends, you know what I mean? And we feel like the northwest is our best spot to kill him. And if that wind cuts east, we are literally blowing that whole entire bedding that we know he's in.
Yeah.
If he ran through that bedding, and I mean, I do not think he would go on the other side of that bedding. He's in that bedding.
No, yeah, I feel like he's on the west edge of that bedding today.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah,
he's like, shit, I just got to get there. Once I
get in there, I'm
good.
No one's coming in this.
No, yeah, then I can. If I want to get up in 2 hours and browse around, I'm solid.
Yeah, check does in this area. I'm solid. Hit some scrapes in there, whatever.
And we know there's does in there today too.
Yeah, we know there's does in there. So what we decided to do was we walked down the road a little bit. And we decided that in the past we've seen a buck do something, and then we've seen another shooter do that the next morning or the next day. So we took that advantage and we said, hey, we don't think this is an evening spot.
No.
But there's no way that tree that we got into you could get in the morning.
No.
That is the most difficult tree we've ever hung in.
Split as shit.
I don't even know
limbs.
what kind of tree that is.
Trash.
You're on one side of one limb of the tree. I'm on another trunk of the tree. I mean, it is just...
Yeah, split about 3 foot off the ground.
Yeah.
Then it's just 2 trees, all kinds of dead, broken shit off of there.
Yeah.
Right on the edge of the road, you know what I mean? So,
I mean, and this is like 10 yards from the trail that he was working in. You know what I mean? We're right there. And so we talked about it, and we decided, we wanted to be aggressive and get in there. But when you don't have the wind, how aggressive can you be?
Yeah, and we got the render soaking in the back on the rut tree where we seen him last year. And from us going back there just a few days, a couple other guys hunting out there, does blowing out there at everybody, like the does are just now starting to filter back through, getting back to normal. So I'm like, man, I don't want to be messing it up again because we're about to go ham shit.
Yeah, we're about to
back
go
there for
4
4
or 5
days.
days straight back there. You know what I mean? Because the cold front's coming. We got the north. Everything's working out.
We just got to be patient and play the long game until it gets here. We just got to pan out.
We got to be in his
3 days.
area, but not effing up his area. You know what I mean? You got to be in the area, but not just destroying it.
We got to do what we did today.
Yeah.
See him, but just be on the edge.
Yeah, so we backed out and we hung up on that trail that he was on today. So he picked that third trail. We have a picture of him last year picking the first trail right past the stand, the 29th of October.
Following another 159-pointer.
Daylight as hell, you know what I mean? So
I just was talking to Cody tonight about it. I'm like, I wonder if that 9-pointer just was like, shit, I'll just come over here, and then Magnum seen that deer do that because their pictures 3 minutes apart.
yeah.
So I was like, he probably just said, well, shit, he did it, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
But this deer wasn't like, he wasn't in a hurry to get him. Like, he was out there standing, then he was eating the grass and scratching. He wasn't like behind a doe or.
No.
We were just in his natural travel of what he had going on there.
Yeah.
And there is no ag from where he came from for 3 miles.
A long-ass way.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And he's got to cross.
Some shit.
He's got to cross campgrounds. He's got to cross lakes, like roads. I mean, he's got to cross a lot of stuff. So
the spot that we hung this morning and seen him is 420 yards from where we hunted last year and seen him from the rut tree.
Yeah.
420 yards straight line. But it is the most epic straight line you've ever went in your
Epic
life.
420 yards everything. So we're in the Magnum zone.
We're in the zone.
That block is the zone. We
Got
know,
the 45s mapped out.
Yeah, we know that's the zone. And
We
we're
just
in there.
don't know where he was, 3 hours before.
Yeah.
Was he south? Was he more west than we think?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For him to be
Was he
coming
back there checking does? Was he on a hot doe breaking off? A lot of stuff could be happening. We're not sure. We just know that he was just bebopping through there this morning, a little late to bed. He's only probably 300 from where he's bedding, 250 from that point.
Yeah, because it's close.
Where
Yeah,
we seen him this morning, you know what I mean? So
he just got to go down to that
he's
creek,
just a half
boom.
hour late to bed.
He's just a half hour late to bed, and we got him slipping.
Yeah. So we're right on the edge. So we say this a lot. If one giant buck does it, another buck is going to do it. You know what I mean? Big deer know where they're safe. And if one giant does something, guarantee you, not maybe this year, but sometime in the next years, another deer is going to do that same thing. You know what I mean? They're going to be in the same area. So we're banking on, we still got this messed up wind, hot temps. It was 74 today. It was, what was it, 48 this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got kind of the same scenario, same wind. We're going to go in there, but we're going to set up on the trail now. Instead of watching another deer go down that trail, which we say it's a trail, it's through grass and bushes. Like it's not like through a timber, through a trail, but they have a trail there. You know what I mean?
And we talked to enough people hunting and the Snap group and basically getting to hunt through their eyes, getting the recap of what they're seeing. And I don't know how many times Logan, Hunter, Garrett, all them guys got to witness a buck do the same thing multiple days in a row.
Yeah.
It's out there banging away at it. And then, Logan made a move. Garrett made a move. Boom. Killed.
Yeah. So we made a move, and now we're on the trail. Now, do we think Magnum's going to do the same thing twice?
No.
We don't think that.
No.
But do we think that another buck could come from that area
Absolutely.
doing the same thing Magnum was? Absolutely. Another shooter deer come through there, and we're still in the Magnum zone.
We're still in the zone.
So he could come left. He could come south from the south.
He'd come from the north on the 22nd.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the zone, and we're safe with the wind. You know what I mean? So, I mean, literally with this heat and what we got going on, that's all you can do. Yeah. So that's the wrap. We're set up for the morning. I'm up to bat. Probably won't see a deer. How it normally goes, but I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know. We got a southeast coming. That throws a wrench in everything.
Oh no, we're gonna go the hot corner.
Yeah.
We just got to get there. We got to get there in the daylight.
Yeah, south. Oh man. Yeah.
It just blow you Oak Flat or
Yeah.
the corner of that.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, yeah, might go hot corner in the evening.
Never been there before.
Maybe. Possible. You know what I mean? That's a corner we seen Magnum go into in the morning last year. We seen 2 other shooter bucks go in that same corner.
Mm-hmm.
And
Doe's always up there.
Doe's up there, but insanely hard to get to in the dark when you've never been there.
Insanely hard to get to in the dark when you've never been there. That's what I'm saying. If we don't well,
if we have a shit hunt in the morning, well, that tree we're in is absolute garbage.
it's pretty trash.
It's trash. So, I mean, hopefully we kill in the morning. We can just get the deer out. And
yeah.
that'd be it. But if not, we're going to shoot for the hot corner and hit that southeast the next day and hunt it out.
What if we just go up there, maybe hang, and then do something radical in the evening?
Yeah, I don't know. No telling.
We'll have 97 different plans.
Yeah, we'll have 97
now
plans.
and then.
And then
It
it'll
probably
change.
won't
5 in the
even do
morning.
any of
5 in the morning, I'll throw a wrench and everything. Let's just do this.
Yeah. So Cody's plan that we were talking about yesterday was to go back to the west, off the ground, just try something radical, hot temps and all this other stuff that we're not used to right now. Just go back there and try something new. And then that's where Magnum come from. I'm like, well, you would have killed him back there off the ground last night.
I would have spooked him off the ground last night, and then you wouldn't have had an encounter with him this morning. That's how that goes. But.
So,
all right, guys, we'll get out there, hunt, do the best you can with what we got going on with these temps. We're out there. We hunted all but like 40 minutes today.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
In the 40 minutes was spent
I had
scouting.
my pants rolled up to my knees and a short sleeve T-shirt, guys.
Getting a sunburn going.
Yeah, so it is absolutely hot out there. We're still hunting as much as we can, just hoping to catch something slipping random at, midday. We ain't seen nothing midday.
Nothing midday.
Not even a squirrel out there bouncing around. I didn't see a squirrel all day. There's no squirrels in Magnum Zone. We've already known that. Only bushes. There's only bushes back there.
Bush cam for the win.
Yeah, so. All right, well, that's it. Get out there, hunt your face off. We out.